So this is series 2 in our 4-series Tamora Pierce month, and we've only got a little bit crazy, seeing as we've read up to 8 books now.
Yes, this is Tamora Pierce's second series, one in which she has not skimped on the awesomeness. Not even a little bit. In a major feat of world building, she's expanded on the world from Alana's series and added a whole bunch of places, lands, customs, and Tortall has completely progressed.
And she's also realized at this point that teen fiction is her niche, and she's definitely written these books to appeal to a younger audience. Her writing style has improved, but the content age has been scaled back quite a bit. She doesn't shy away from issues like sex, but they are a lot less prevalent as they were in the Alana books.
This time we're following a girl named Daine, whose family's recently been killed by bandits. She's out looking for work when she runs into the horse trader for the Queen's Riders in Tortall. And it soon becomes clear that she actually has a magical touch when it comes to animals.
But something strange is happening in the world. Mythical creatures, or immortals, have been escaping from the realm of the gods and are appearing everywhere. Some are friendly, many aren't, and they are causing absolute havoc.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Daine joins Tortall's royal court, and it doesn't take us long to meet some old friends, including Queen Theet, King Jonathan, Burry, and even Alana the Lioness herself.
Tortall has been under siege lately by an African-esque country called Quartet, and Daine finds herself in a unique position to defend the realm.
Daine learns that she's a wild mage, able to communicate with animals, and as the series goes on and she gets more and more powerful, also able to turn herself into one. She gets lessons from Numair Salmalin, Tortall's newest, most powerful mage, and she's watched over by a badger god.
The series more or less revolves around Tortall's conflict with Quartet, and the greater implications it has on the War of the Gods.
Everyone's been captured. I've been captured. Hey!
This book throws everything at you. Daine stages a rebellion, she becomes an ambassador in Quartet, she even becomes a major player in the Gods' Wars and travels to the realm. Anything you could possibly want is just tossed at you in these books. And I don't think I've encountered a series with so much variety in roles and settings, but it actually makes sense.
Daine is a lot of fun. She's different than Alana, who just really wanted to go on an adventure. Daine is very practical and interested in discovering herself and ways to protect the place that has become her home.
She has tons of animal companions who change depending on where she is and what she's doing at the time, but her main companion is Numair Salmalin, the most powerful mage in Tortall, and then pretty much everywhere else as well. He's also a refugee from Quartet.
He's pretty easygoing and easily distracted by knowledge, books, things.
Earth to Herc. Come in, Herc. Come in, Herc.
But when you get him angry, he's friggin' terrifying. But he's just so damn lovable. God damn it, Tamora Pierce. Are you trying to break me?
Pierce does just as well with her main villain, Emperor Ozorn of Quartet. Not only is he sizing to take a bite out of Tortall, but he's a real douche.
She manages to give you an almost personal reason to hate him, and kudos to her for that because you don't actually meet him until the 3rd book. What you do learn is that he and Numair used to be childhood best friends, and then Numair had to flee the country.
And she makes him sufficiently creepy. Picture him making a magical, palm-sized imitation of Numair, and then crushing it as it screams in agony. Yep, there have been few creepier moments of perfect character illustration.
Help me! Help me! But the biggest thing in this novel is the world building. Alana's Tortall was very focused in on itself, like, let's say the first Star Wars movie. But when she starts writing the Immortals, suddenly it's like... Sorry.
Suddenly Tortall is party to events happening on a global scale, even on a cosmic scale, because you have the War of the Gods and the Immortals coming into the mortal realms. Tamora Pierce just writes all these events so naturally, and it's just so well done. Though I do actually think that the Dragon Age 3 stole the plot to Immortals.
We call it the Breach. It grows larger with each passing hour.
Even her mythical creatures are well thought out. Daine learns that immortals are born from the dreams of humans, so you have your regular old usual ones like flying horses, griffins, dragons, and then you have your Hurok.
Death awaits you all with nasty big pointy teeth.
Tamora Pierce makes up a few of her own that steal the show.
Stormwings?
Stormwings.
Stormwings have human heads, but their bodies are bird-like with razor-sharp steel wings. They like to feed on fear, roll in the corpses of dead who have died on battlefields, and defecate on them.
You can imagine that they don't smell like sunshine and rainbows.
But they were dreamt up as a way to deter people from fighting in wars, so that they can't lie about how glorious battle is. They're really unique, and it's little additions like this to regular myth that actually makes Tortall's evolution really riveting.
She even has her own take on dragons. Daine has to take care of a baby dragon for most of the series. Best sidekick ever? But because we don't have a lot of time, all of the things that make this series awesome are dinosaurs. Yes, dinosaurs.
Daine's temporary power to raise the dead.
Dragons! Especially Kitten.
Stormwings.
Meeting the gods.
Going to the realm of the gods.
Numair.
I love this series. It still takes the cake as my favorite series out of all of them. Of course, they're not perfect. If you could complain, go on, complain.
You're not going to shoot me?
I've come up with a solution.
Though I did really like Daine as a protagonist, she's very straightforward and I can definitely respect that. I didn't feel as invested in her story as I was with Alanna. It could be because of a variety of reasons. With Alanna, you get to see her from childhood to adulthood, so you watch her grow. With Daine, she stays pretty much the same age. And the other thing is Daine, she just becomes so powerful. It's kind of hard for me to wrap my head around it. Where does it stop, basically? And in Linus, it's just my kind of thing when it comes down to it. I like the whole swords versus the sorcery. So even though Immortals was a good series, it's not my favorite series. Happy?
Very. Anyway,
The Immortals is a decent second series that leaves you excited for whatever she's going to throw at you next.
and in fact, Tamora Pierce loves what she did in these novels so much that she is writing spin-off series. One on Mara of Dunlath, who appears in the second books, and two on Numair's childhood. And I am so freaking happy it hurts.
There is so much that we haven't covered because we're trying really hard not to spoil these books for you. So go check out our spoilers review. And yeah, we are basically set up for our next heroine, Caladri in Protector of the Small. Do you want to write a review?
Doesn't have to make any sense. We just have to yell at the camera.
Gesture wildly and drink a juice box.
We used to be pretty famous.
But now we're not.
What are we gonna do? Do you want to do a review?
It doesn't have to be a review.